And we saw a lot of cars with that kind of funeral, and there was like bikes everywhere. They were like
police officer's funeral.
And a 1-year-old son.
Well, there wasn't like police cars, but there were police cars like in Mexico. And there were people still going. Like, I don't know what the hell. And the police got mad. They were beeping at me. And I was like, I told them, you need to tell them stop beeping at me because I'm respecting your service, you know, like.
What he say?
He went up to them and he said, shut up. He's like, you know, you need to respect because there were people with headlights and they were just going in the middle.
Police headquarters.
And once they finished, they were like, okay, you can go. Because this car almost like skipped me, and the cop stopped him. He was like, he looked at him, he's like, you better stay there.
He's like, you better stay or you get a fucking ticket, bitch.
I was like, you tell them.
You tell them?
They're not going to tell me nothing. I was like, why are they beeping at me?
Their debt relief program, that program is still up and running right now, and still taking.
Girl, get that. You know what this looks like? Kill Bill.
Stay of President Biden's student debt forgiveness program.
Girl, I know what you're not thinking about.
From discharging student loan debt. The emergency motion was brought by the attorney generals in Missouri and Nebraska.
Are you happy? I put a suit on. Oh my god.
The ruling comes as President Biden touted his
That one?
State University. University in his home state.
No?
Lowers costs for American
No.
residents covered by a pandemic.
Look at her hair. It changes all the time. I think it like changes, you know? Which one? This one?
4 million Americans may be eligible to have $10,000 to $20,000 in federal student loan debt wiped clear.
Not a dime.
What about that? Whoa, she's bald on this one.
5% of incomes period goes to people who really need it.
Forgiving student loan debt costs the nation roughly $400 billion
What about this?
over the life of the program. Republicans are using that price tag to back
Why is she bald?
It's whoever made them. They made them bald. You want me to add her hair?
There are more legal challenges to the president's order still making their way through the courts.
Sure, look cute somehow.
CBS News, the White House.
By the way, the White House issued a statement saying in part that the temporary order does not.
Every time my sister-in-law, when we were texting, she doesn't text me like an hour, she says hi. And every time when she doesn't text me, I don't reply, she'll say hi. And then if I don't answer all day, she'll spam my phone.
Just like me. What? Look. She's gonna have different hair. Cause I'm guessing some people do, right? That is pretty. Oh, so hot when you're balls. Your balls. What about that one?
First alert weather day. I'll let you know if you always need to keep that umbrella nearby. But first, here's a look at your policy now.
Well, if it's nappy hair, it might as well just be this. I'm kidding. What about this?
I think you're crazy.
What about this?
Fuck you. It says doctor. It says teachers.
Kill Bill. See, this is the hair Kill Bill. Hold on. This one. No, I'm pretty sure it's one of these. Hold on. Yep, this one. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't do that. Ooh, work it, girl.
That's cute.
They're gonna be like, what the hell's going on in the room? Dad turn. Or husband. Okay.
He's packing.
Okay, close. Full body, because we don't need to go through all of that. I work at Starbucks. Or construction worker. No, that's a farmer. Or astronaut. Yeah.
Okay, take the money. I know damn well you don't want to put him in the back.
What about that?
3 felony indictments. Facing an active FBI investigation. On staff accusing him of bribery.
Joshua, the outfit. What about that? No. What is it? What about this one? He looked like he just came home from work.
Officer of Texas. Paid for by could have been worse.
Okay.
There's almost says, who's Candace? My brother told he said your brother's telling you to ask him who's Candace. I said, what? Yeah, I don't know who that is. I was like, is this crap right?
In aviation, 50 young girls taking part in the girls.
What about that one? Because the girl was wearing Indian, now he's, I don't know what that is. Watch this, watch, look at this. Thug life.
Is a group of professional black female pilots.
Wait, it shows sports mode and it's not even sports.
Coming up next, what's next for
Okay, let's just do Thug Life for that one.
now subpoenaed to testify in front of the January 6th committee. Plus,
So Brian, you was like,
with everything you need to know
he was like,
about the upcoming
I told after that, like he was like, me too, and so what? And I was like, he's like, I realized you never knew how I looked like, right? I was like, he's cute.
Years I trained to be the best linebacker on the field.
We've been texting these past few days.
Top performer at the
You like him? These
I
days.
love Brian though.
What about that one?
Now I'm working toward another dream.
Dude, he's gonna go everywhere with his power.
No, that's. Do you see it shows nighttime? It says sleep. Naked.
Get your degree online at ACU.
Okay, fuck it. You enjoying that? Hi, Luna. Hi, you faggot. Oh. I don't think she sees it. She's going to her kid. Look, I like that outfit. What are you doing? Why does it look... Oh! I did not realize what you were doing. No. Okay, what about baby? It's $1. I love the hair. No child pornography was made in this. Like that? Like that? Should we change the hair on the other ones? Or no? Which one?
What's the secret ingredient to great chili? Ours
Wait.
is watermelon.
Fruit Life. Which one?
Cheeseburger is served up
What color?
two fresh all-beef patties, melty cheese,
What color?
grilled chili,
You look like light blue one.
mustard,
Light
crispy
blue.
ones, and even crunchy corn chips.
That one?
Oh, and here's the tip.
The other one, like it's the evil one, but right.
Introducing the all-new chili
I mean, the darker, like the.
That was it, right?
Wait, go back to that one. That one.
We are all standard insurance, and we're here to serve you. Liquor Cup Hop. The First Alert Weather Team is heading back to school.
It's a little ball.
Excited about the science of weather with experiments that educate and entertain. It's Weather on Wheels. Email us at ktbtweather@cbs.com to enter your school. Former President Donald Trump has now been formally subpoenaed to testify before the January 6th committee. The request was delivered in writing yesterday. On the same day, Trump ally Steve Bannon was sentenced to 4 months in prison for denying a subpoena from that same committee. Now, they are asking Trump for all his communications by phone, text, or messaging app on January 6th, and any
My sister
information
is like-
referring to the Proud Boys, Oath
She's
Keepers,
like,
or other
you fucking dumbass, did you touch the red button? Did you
Committee member Pete Aguilar.
What?
said today
She's
that
like, you fucking
former
dumbass, did you touch the red button? Did you touch the pink button? You weren't supposed to touch that, retard. You didn't even talk correctly. Some other things. I said, huh? Bitch, fuck you. First of all, I didn't touch anything. She said, F you. I said,
What?
it was probably mom, not me. I didn't touch nothing. So fuck off. Let me go on and sit to you guys. Don't even tell me shit with against everyone else.
Wait, what happened?
Because, our
defies his subpoena.
bathtub is clogged up because of my sister's fucking hair. So, they bought something to unclog, right?
That committee
I didn't touch no damn bottle. I was sick the whole day. The only thing I was touching her, she was my makeup.
January.
So she's kind of blaming it on me.
Did you take a shower?
Huh?
So did you take a shower?
No.
Okay.
Christina Ruffini
Yes,
with the
yes.
latest now is
Okay, you said me to be good. Okay.
make their closing arguments.
Well, are we watching nudes?
I'm kind of scared, bitch.
Oh, shit.
What if he's ugly?
Trying to sound optimistic as the latest polls show Democrats are losing some of their summer momentum ahead of November. In Nevada and Arizona, Democrats are fighting to keep their seats in
What
two
the hell?
tough Senate races.
Nah, he's not that good. Sorry.
The Georgia Senate race is also a tie. This week, Democratic
His
Senator
ear.
Raphael Warnock launched a new
Gay.
If he has a piercing on his eyebrow?
Really?
I said, it's
No way.
I have, look,
Oh, he does.
I have
He looks gay.
mentioning,
I feel like he knows you're going to get my deep friend.
There's another concern.
I mean, that's what they think about you.
What'd you say, bitch?
say your mental focus is. Which
Tell me
focus?
this.
I think it's, I haven't, look, I have trouble even mentioning, even saying to myself, my own head. I no more think of myself as being as old as I am.
Wait, did you send it to him?
I haven't observed.
Bro, I wasn't even
There's
ready.
not things I don't do now that I did before.
Why are you laughing? Did you save it?
How would you say your mental focus is? Which focus? I said, I think it's,
Greg Abbott with a pretty wide lead of
You're-
Democrat challenger Mitchell McConnell.
What did he say?
Project poll
Huh?
showing
What should I put as her? Family or cooking? She loves to cook.
43
Should she be?
early voting about this.
You're like, you kind of smirk.
Should I be master chef or master at? Fuck you.
By Friday, October
Man, I'm cracking up.
Agree.
North Texas to the second largest skate park in the entire state.
Romantic. I get this bitch. Ow.
Garland's Rick Oden Park. It's 46,000 square feet in size. Areas for beginners all the way up to expert skaters. There's curbs, rails, drops, and bowls. You're into all of those terminologies right if you're a skater. Skate park has been a long time coming.
What should he be? Master at chef or
It was certainly one
beer?
of the ways. I mean, I know people never
What's the
stopped
mom?
asking about it. They never stopped advocating for it.
Chef?
But the way it's actually brought us a better park. We had more fun.
Let me see. I forgot.
Evolution of skate parks and skating.
Oh, she's beer. Hold on.
Today.
She said, yeah, just lay down and be outside.
Join that part today.
Pretty much.
Telling us, by the way, it gives them a safer option instead of trying to find parking lots or spots
Fuck off,
for local
ho.
businesses to get on those skates. Good time for everybody, and congratulations to them. And by the way, happy birthday, Clyde Warren Park. It's actually named after a youngster named Clyde Warren, but
You ready?
that landmark's celebrating 2 years right now and holding a
You were like,
a good time to get out and enjoy
you're like,
and bringing
I'm ready.
I knew you were gonna do it.
for some folks, but
She said, meet my dog.
But change in the
Who's that?
Definitely. On Monday, we are tracking a cold front. So this is going to bring us some rain and
It'd be like me, her kitties. You'll be like, what the hell?
Clyde Warren. Warm
I don't know.
and dry. As this front moves in on Monday, though, we
Something
are
like that,
looking
but you
at
know,
winds
can we
gusts
let her catch
average
it?
up to an inch and a half of rainfall.
He said, what? You're gonna catch my cat and kill her? What?
2 to 3 inches of rain, and because of that, we are looking at a first of the weather day.
Should I get 2 bedrooms or 2 bathrooms? No, I can only afford one.
Commute, and then we are turning through
I can only afford
60s, so we'll get a return to fall as we head through next week. So tomorrow we're just looking at partly cloudy skies. This is around 1 a.m. on Monday. We're starting to see a couple of showers out ahead of that front, and then getting a line of showers and thunderstorms in our western counties over towards Graham and Breckenridge, closer to about sunrise on Monday. Then we see that
Oh, we should do a podcast, Patty.
to 10 a.m. could start to see some of that rain around
About my life. All the stupid shit I've been through.
early afternoon
Yeah.
hours, although we still
Just started off on SoundCloud and then start waking making myself go up.
This is one of our
What should we call it?
miles. Has a tiny of this range to turn into the day. So we're going to later. So that's something that we're going to continue to refine.
Hey, Joey, calm the fuck
Whoa!
What?
Isolated showers lingering along the Red River, especially.
I just realized we have mixed back stocks.
Expecting widespread. We're only looking at a marginal.
I thought you were getting mad because I kicked you. A broke cat. We're both laughing.
As we get into Monday nights, we could get an isolated severe storm around.
They look like they done with your shit. She said that you look like you're done with my shit.
Oh, me?
As rainfall grows, we could definitely use the rain, and we are looking at a lot of spots close to about an inch.
Me too. I start Monday.
That's when we could get delivered that localized flooding. Climate conditions are windy. We're sitting at 79 degrees right now.
Oh no, I start until the 10th.
4 a.m. But tomorrow, we're going to continue to see those strong winds. We will continue to see that elevated fire through our Sunday. Those gusty southerly winds will spread any of those fires that do develop rapidly out of control. You can see our wind gusts are starting to subside just a little bit as we head into the overnight hours. They are definitely picking
I told you I make fresh sauce. He says, why?
Look at the temperature.
Why what?
Very nice, especially heading
Why is there already go to CC's?
in the upper 40s.
No, it's already closed.
Or
almost.
Friday, we have another system moving in.
Okay,
We'll get it next payday.
taking a chance on our dreams. We will share the
Bro, I'm gonna start doing DoorDash again. Just to do it. Should I change the house? Look at this.
You gonna be Uber, bitch?
I know, I still can't. And until you can only do Uber when you're 25. Lyft and Uber for 25 and up. Huh?
They changed it?
I don't know.
What you love. Yeah, you can get more out of it. Get the truck month today at Nissan. Get a low $264 per month lease on Frontier, or get no payments for 90 days on select vehicles.
Oh, KFC. Chick-fil-A is still open? Oh, I'm jealous.
It's not Sunday yet. It's not Sunday yet. Everywhere it's open right now.
I forgot, dude.
Why, you want Chick-fil-A? You hungry, bitch?
I want chicken.
KFC? You want to drive to KFC in your car? I'll just know where it is. I was like, okay, we'll be right back. We're getting KFC. Patty's paying anyways.
Hurry, bitch, before they close.
Is it closing? Come on, let's go.
The one on Broadway, they close at 11, but the one over here where you live, they close at 10:30.
You pissed him off.
Can I get 3 buckets of 30 pieces of chicken?
I thought you said 30 pounds.
I was gonna say that. Let's go, come on.
You're taking your car.
Yes. That'll be funny.
3 pounds of 30 chicken. I'm gonna be like, Patty! We're not like that.
We're not that fat yet.
Nice. Could you help me clean out?
We're going to the one on Broadway, right?
Sure. I bring this because knowing then they're gonna close it. What is my ID?
Almost everything. Often packed.
You said what?
My ID. Just in case we get pulled over.
Oh yeah, bitch. I'm gonna switch seats with you.
What? No,
Bitch, I already
they're gonna suspend your license.
I don't even have a license.
How are you driving?
Because I want to see. And I drive on the speed limit.
Now you do.
I do.
That means you can stand.
Okay, I'm ready to start for life here.
Enforcement officer of Texas. Paid for by Could Have Been Worse LLC. Yes, one more day to enjoy the sights and savor the taste of the State Fair of Texas. If you make one more trip out there tomorrow, you may want to check out Chef Cassie's booth. Everybody's been talking about this young lady. The fair is a symbol for her jump from corporate world to cook, good cook. Nicole Baker now with our recipe for success.
It's called Deep Fried Dynasty. I love it. We have two of the vendors from the show with us right now from Chef Cassie's Creations. Meet Chef Cassie Jones.
For as sweet as she is savory, Chef Cassie Jones is just as genuine.
This food here is very, very delicious.
Before sizzling into her deep-fried throne at the State Fair,
Hold it together.
she was just Cassandra.
I didn't go away to college and stay a girl like most people do. I got married when I was 18, so I went to a trade school and came home every night.
Every night, being a wife and a mom of 5, she let her dreams cool a bit until one full circle helping from her daughter.
I told my daughter when she was going away to college that today, if I had gone to college, I would be a chef. And she said, Mom, you can still do it. You can still go. You told us when we set our minds to something, we can do it. So I went to college online and became a chef.
And she did it, serving thousands all 24 days at the State Fair for the last 10 years.
Mine does not look like yours. It does. You need to put it on. It looks just like
When most people are dreaming of retirement, Chef Cassie started from scratch, sealed by a deal made at a party she catered.
a lady came in and she said, who made these? And she was holding one of the greens. And I said, I did. And she said, this is the best fried food I've ever had in my life. This should win that fried food contest at the State Fair. Little did I know, she was a booth owner here, State Fair royalty, and she became my mentor once I got my food. It was crazy.
If you ask me, cheers.
She walked in your dreams. Absolutely.
She got the recipe just right.
I've always loved to cook. I didn't know turning my passion into my job was going to but I'm so glad you did.
And don't forget that hot sauce on those collard greens, that deep fried collard greens from Chef Cassie. Thank you so very much, Nicole. Coming up next on CBS 11 News, new COVID vaccine recommendations from a CDC panel. We will tell you what that could mean for students' required immunizations for attending school.
Something we love about headlines is that when we come, we know there are no hidden fees. And you'll never pay hidden fees at Headlines Hyundai Toronto and Headlines Hyundai McKinney. Both 2022 J.D. Power Dealers of Excellence for the customer sales experience.
Some of them from Democrat judges have caused an explosion in violent crime all over Texas. That's why law enforcement endorses Republican judges Laramie, Huddle, and Young for re-election to the Texas Supreme Court. These judges have led in establishing treatment programs to help women escape sex trafficking, in protecting children from dangerous abusers, and in improving access to justice for all Texans. Re-elect Republican judges Deborah Laramie, Rebecca Huddle, and Evan Young.
emerged as a leader on border security and being tough on crime. He's supported by law enforcement statewide. He's increased education funding at record levels with the biggest teacher pay raise in years. I'm Dan Patrick. Texas is the greatest place to live, work, and raise a family. Join me in fighting radical liberals who would turn Texas into California. I ask for your vote.
Join CBS 11 for the 26th Annual Texas Country Reporter Festival, Saturday, October 29th in beautiful downtown Waxahachie.
A bigger-than-ever celebration featuring Texas artists, craftspeople, food, and live entertainment.
Plus a performance from this year's headliner, Diamond Rio.
It's a free day of Texas fun for the whole family. Saturday, October 29th from 9 to 7 in downtown Waxahachie.
It's the 26th Annual Texas Country Reporter Festival.
See you there.
Welcome back. I'm Steve Pickett. A CDC committee has now spoken. In a unanimous vote, they want the COVID vaccine immunizations on the schedule for shots for American school kids. Now, most schools follow that schedule of recommendation, but what about here in Texas? Our Aaron Jones asking those questions and getting answers.
Ultimately, the decision made today is only a recommendation. Here in Texas, the state decides which vaccinations are required for school entry. With the CDC advisory panel voting to include the COVID-19 vaccine on its list of recommended immunizations, it's expected state and local officials will take this into account when making their recommendations and decisions for school attendance. In Dallas County,
I think it's whatever the doctors think, right? I think too many times politics weighs into things, and we need to listen to what the doctors say.
Definitely childhood vaccines and school vaccines are very good. Now with COVID, I think, it's still new, and so it's a recommendation now. I think that in Texas, it's something that the State Health Department reviews, and they make the decision.
When it comes to the COVID-19 vaccine, in a statement to CBS 11, the Texas Department of State Health Services says it will follow the direction of the legislature on this. For Texas parents weighing in,
it should be added because it's killing people. So you around kids that's at school that have it, and then they bring it home to their moms, dads, grandmothers.
Well, I'm against it. Number one, we want to make decisions for our children. We're capable enough to make good, solid decisions for our children.
And we reached out to several local school districts about this, hearing back from a couple of them. Frisco ISD says it does not require any vaccines not mandated by the state. Arlington ISD says at this time it does not require COVID-19 vaccines. In Dallas, Aaron Jones, CBS 11 News.
Measles, mumps, rubella, remember those? A lot of kids still required in a lot of school districts to have those shots. And guess what? They also are focused on making sure that they stay warm when the temperature drops so they don't get cold and flu and what have you. But what about rain? Is there any concern about they're going to get drenched here come midweek?
And that's exactly right. As we head into Monday, we are tracking a strong cold front. So we have issued a first alert weather day. For Monday, we're likely going to see some impacts on that morning drive or the evening drive as we have that line of showers moving right through North Texas during the day on Monday. But we're not looking at widespread severe weather. We still have tomorrow to get through. It's still going to be partly cloudy, windy, and warm, upper 80s on the way, and that's going to continue our elevated fire threat as we wrap up the weekend. But here's a look at Monday, starting to see those showers in our western counties around sunrise, moving right through the Metroplex around midday, and we're starting to see quieter conditions as we get into those evening hours. But right now, we're seeing temperatures in the upper 70s. It's definitely going to be a warm start to your Sunday. We'll be in the upper 60s, and then we're moving right back into the upper 80s. We'll have that nice mix of sun and clouds. More information on rainfall totals that we're looking at was that with that line moving through on Monday, coming up in just a bit, Steve.
All right, thank you so much. Time now for a little bit of sports, and I think I could hear that roar in the studio over there at that stadium at TCU.
That's right, A.G. Carter City roaring tonight. This was another big college football Saturday for the unbeaten 8th-ranked TCU Horned Frogs. Their 4th straight game against a top 25 opponent, and as it turns out, for the 3rd time in 4 weeks, the opponent's starting quarterback leaves the game with an injury in the first half. But 17th-ranked Kansas State State has a backup quarterback. Will Howard, 28 yards to Cade Warner, the son of Pro Football Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner. K-State would build a 28-10 lead in the second quarter, but TCU rallies behind quarterback Max Duggan, who throws 3 touchdown passes. This one goes to the future first-round draft pick Quentin Johnston, 55 yards, giving TCU the lead at 31-28 in the third, and Kendre Miller with 153 yards and 2 touchdowns, 38-28. First time in school history, 4 straight wins over top 25 teams. Yes, they are still unbeaten, and now TCU sits all alone in first place in the Big 12. 20th ranked Texas Longhorns in Stillwater to play 11th ranked Oklahoma State. Texas freshman quarterback Quinn Ewers of South Lake Carroll effective in the first half, 41 yards to Bijan Robinson. Texas leads 31-17 in the second, but then Ewers and the Texas offense stopped cold. OSU rallies senior Spencer Sanders of Denton Ryan to sophomore Bryson Green of Allen for the go-ahead 41-yard touchdown with 3 minutes left, 41-34. Texas gets 2 more chances, but Ewers is picked off both times off the hands of Jatavian Sanders into the hands of Kendall Daniels to end it 41-34. Texas falls to 4-3 on the season, 3-2 in the conference. OSU now 3-1. Out in Lubbock, coming out of their bye week, Joey McGuire, one of his Red Raiders of Texas Tech, to get more takeaways, and the Tech defense does just that against West Virginia. Deidreon Taylor Demerson protecting a 17-3 first half lead, and it's Baron Morton, the freshman, with 325 yards, 2 touchdowns. This one to Xavier White, 48-10, a Red Raider runaway as Tech improves to 4-3, 2-2 in the Big 12. Down in Waco, Baylor Bears bounce back after losing to West Virginia last week, hosting a Kansas team that's reeling. Jordan Neighbors out of Rockwall Heath, 10 yards. Baylor builds a 28-3 halftime lead. Kansas rallies, pulls within 5, but Baylor freshman Richard Reese, 186 yards rushing, 2 scores, 35-23. Baylor 4-3 and plays at Texas Tech next week. SEC tonight, Jimbo Fisher's Texas Aggies fall behind South Carolina 17-0, 5 minutes into the game. How do you score 17 points the first 5 minutes? Well, the Gamecocks return the opening kickoff for a touchdown, and then here Darius Rush picks off Haynes King, goes 63 yards, setting up a second South Carolina touchdown. Aggies pull to within 3 in the second half, but big Marshawn Lloyd, who runs like Marshawn Lynch, 2 touchdowns late, 30-21. A&M loses its 3rd straight, host Ole Miss next week. SMU trying to knock off 21st ranked Cincinnati, but the Bearcats jump out to a 17-0 lead. SMU quarterback Tanner Mordecai knocked out of the game. Redshirt freshman Preston Stone of Parish Episcopal rallies the Mustangs, 16 yards to R.J. Maryland of South Lake, the son of the former Cowboy Russell Maryland, cutting the lead to 8. Then less than 2 minutes left, Tyler Levine pulls the Mustangs to within 2 points. 2-point conversion time. Preston Stone looking for DeSoto's Roderick Daniels Jr., but he can't connect at 29-27. Rhett Lashley's Mustangs fall to 3-4 on the year. And big game for the Mean Green of North Texas at the Alamo Dome against UT San Antonio as SMU, here we go, against UT San Antonio. It was the pass Frank Harris to Oscar Cardenas, and what a catch it was. And then with 15 seconds left, DeCorian Clark out of Fort Worth's OD Wyatt High School with a game winner for UT San Antonio as they win 31-27. What a heartbreaker for the Mean Green today. Coming up next, the Cowboys welcome Dak back tomorrow, but do they have a lingering injury concern? And no concern at the AAC tonight as Luka and the Mavericks tip off the home season with a first quarter story next.
The radical agenda of Deborah Peoples would be catastrophic for Tarrant County. Her plan, massive government spending, higher property taxes, defunding the police, and wishing for open borders. Biden's bad enough. Deborah's a disaster. Vote for security and common sense. That's Tim O'Hare, who worked with law enforcement to make Tarrant County safer, cut taxes and wasteful spending, and help all families succeed. Trusted leadership. Tim O'Hare for Tarrant County Judge.
At Thrivent, when it comes to financial strategies, we like to think outside the box because we know the goals you have for your family are about much more than just money. For over 100 years, Thrivent has helped clients with advice, investments, insurance, banking, and generosity. We take to heart what's close to yours. So let's go beyond the numbers and see how your money can do more. Learn more at Thrivent.com.
Thomas J. Henry, our results speak for themselves. Three troubled men. But let's consider just one. 3 felony indictments. Facing an active FBI investigation. On staff accusing him of bribery. Using his wife to avoid a subpoena. Our crime problem starts at the top. Too bad we can't report these crimes to the Chief Law Enforcement Officer of Texas. Paid for by Criminal Worse LLC.
Now, your Nissan Sports Desk. Mavericks opened this NBA season on Wednesday night in Phoenix on fire, jumping out to a 22-point lead, only to see the Suns come back to win in the closing seconds. So after having a couple of days to let that sink in, the Mavs had a new resolve as they opened their home season tonight at the AAC against the Memphis Grizzlies. They decided they'd build a big enough lead. Nobody could come back on them tonight. Luka scores 21 of the Mavs' first 29 points as Dallas built a 22-point lead in the first quarter. Luka, the beautiful length of the court assist to Reggie Bullock. 39-17 after one, 64-36 at the half. Luka finishes with 32 points, 10 assists. Christian Wood, a second straight 25-point game. Mavs win 137-96 and play at New Orleans on Tuesday. Cowboys host the Lions at noon tomorrow, and they might be without tight end Dalton Schultz again this week after he tweaked his knee in practice on Thursday. But Dak will be back, and it's a different team he'll be leading than the one that started this season.
I mean, huge. Yeah, right there. I mean, obviously got some players back healthy, creating more depth on both sides of the ball. And just feeling comfortable and actually establishing an identity in a sense.
You know, we've done some decent things the last few weeks, and you know, we're still working and finding new ways to make plays offensively.
It's a good one that's what they tell us. They tell us week 7. So we get week 17. And I mean, we got a little bit of
Cowboys Lions here on CBS 11 tomorrow. And live post-game coverage from the Cowboys locker room right after the game, too. Hockey tonight north of the border in Montreal. Stars off to a great start this year, looking to win for the 4th time in the first 5 games against the Canadiens. Jason Robertson with the power play goal. Stars were up 3-1. And how about 38-year-old Joe Pavelski, a hat trick tonight. 6th time in his career. He's had 3 goals in a game, 5-2 under new head coach Peter DeBoer. The Stars are 4-1 play at Ottawa Monday night. American League Championship Series Game 3 tonight at Yankee Stadium. Astros with a 2-0 lead coming in. Garrett Cole's second inning gives up the 2-run homer to the 9th place hitter in the Houston lineup, Chas McCormick. 6 Astros pitchers shut out the Yankees on 3 hits. Houston wins 5-0. They lead the series 3-0. 1 win away from their 4th World Series in the last 6 years. Meanwhile, Phillies just beat the Padres 10-6 to take a 3-1 lead in the NLCS. And the Major League Soccer playoffs continue for FC Dallas tomorrow night in Austin in a Western Conference semifinal. FC Dallas hoping to ride the momentum of their penalty shootout victory in the opening round of the postseason, taking on in-state rival Austin FC. Winner advances to the Western Conference final against LAFC. The loser is eliminated.
It's going to be a chess match. I mean, that's probably the best way I can kind of describe it. But when you put that playoff intensity into it, it's just going to be another beast.
This game against Austin, it will help us to give this next step where, okay, it is not a more surprise team. It's this team is going for it.
And Steve Pickett, we are now less than 12 hours away from Cowboys game day, 10:30 tomorrow morning, live at AT&T Stadium.
Dak is back, and guess what? It's going to be great, Bill. Thank you so much, because I think Brittany Rainey Then we should have the roof open tomorrow. It's going to be great, right?
And it's going to be warm, it's going to be windy, we'll be dry, so they could have that roof open, but we also have room. No. Steve Pickett says, no way that is happening tomorrow. But we do have the elevated fire threat tomorrow because we still have those strong winds. We'll be gusting up to 40 miles an hour in some very dry conditions, but that's going to be changing as we head into Monday thanks to a strong cold front. So we have issued a first alert weather day on Monday for disruptive weather. We're now looking at widespread severe storms, but we are still looking at wind gusts up to 40 to 50 miles an hour within some of those stronger thunderstorms and heavy rain, which could produce some localized flooding. But then next week, we're going to see some cooler temperatures behind that front. So tomorrow, we're going from the upper 80s, running about 10 degrees above normal. And then Tuesday afternoon, back to fall. Highs are only going to be in the upper 60s. We could also see an isolated shower, especially along the Red River, early Tuesday morning. But quiet conditions tomorrow, it's going to be after midnight, heading into Monday morning, that we'll start to see that rain moving into the area. And even with the latest model update, we're starting to see the showers and thunderstorms moving in a little bit later. So this is 7:30. Before we were seeing that line closer to Grand to Breckenridge. Now it's staying just a little bit further to the west. Around 10 a.m., starting to move into Denton and Tarrant counties. And then we'll continue to see it shifting off to the east. So moving right through around lunch hour into Dallas County and then over towards Sulphur Springs, Kaufman around 2 o'clock as well. So that means our evening hours are going to be a little bit quieter. We are going to see some dry time behind that initial line, but then we're also still going to see a couple of showers as we get into Monday night, as we get some of that wraparound moisture from that low, especially along the Red River will be our best chance for seeing some of that rain later Monday night into early Tuesday morning. As far as rainfall goes, about half an inch up to 1.5 inches. Some spots, 2 to 3 inches. Those are the areas where we could get some of that localized flooding. But as I mentioned, tomorrow, still strong winds, so we still have that fire threat through tomorrow. We have low humidity. We still have drought conditions throughout the area. Our wind gusts are going to be picking up into the afternoon hours, back to that 40-mile-per-hour range, and then staying very gusty Sunday night into Monday as well. So you might be wondering where some of those Halloween decorations are going with those strong winds moving through your Sunday. So if you have any of those inflatables, you may want to try and bring them inside for about the next 48 hours. But we're just seeing some high clouds moving into the area throughout the overnight hours tonight. We're sitting in the upper 70s, so that gives you a good idea that tomorrow morning is probably going to be pretty warm. We'll still be in the upper 60s. We'll have that mix of sun and clouds around throughout your Sunday, with highs topping out around 87 degrees in DFW, around 86 into McKinney, and 85 in Sherman. But the 7-day forecast is looking a bit cooler, especially behind Monday's front. We're still in the low to mid 70s Wednesday and Thursday, with Wednesday morning the chilliest eve. We'll start off in the upper 40s, and then another shot of some rain and cooler air towards the end of the week.
Okay, Brittany, thank you so much. Coming up next, folks, a tribute from players and family for one of the most beloved players to ever hit the field for our Cowboys.
Call standards today.
Don't delay, call standards today.
The Rooms to Go Store-wide Sofa Sale is going on now. Hurry in to get big savings and endless sofa possibilities, because every Rooms to Go sofa is on sale. Save on fabric sofas, sleeper sofas, plush leather sofas, sectionals, and reclining sofas. Every sofa you see is priced low to sell fast. And only Rooms to Go offers an opportunity like this. So shop the Rooms to Go Store-wide Sofa Sale going on now. Every sofa is on sale.
In my small town, we focus on faith, family, and football. My journey in faith has defined who I am and whose I am. Knowing that, what could possibly stand in my way? I authored a book titled Life After Grace to encourage others to live out their purpose with their faith. I'm just a small town girl with bigger than the sky dream. That's why I'm getting my degree online at HBU.
Receive your undergraduate or graduate degree in learning at Abilene Christian University.
Behind the wheel of the Nissan truck, every campsite becomes more remote. Every trail becomes more thrilling. And every adventure becomes a story worth telling. With best-in-class standard horsepower and impressive towing, you can do more of what you love, and you can get more out of it. Get to Truck Month today at Nissan. Get a low $264 per month lease on Frontier, or get no payments for 90 days on select vehicles.
700 Texans lost because our power grid is built to make his donors money, not to keep us moving. 19 kids lost because an 18-year-old can buy an assault weapon in a day. Our classrooms are no safer, and women's futures will be lost because abortion is now banned even in the cases of rape and incest. How much more must we lose because Greg Abbott is governor?
We, of course, all know that the Dallas Cowboys are always at the center of the sports world. It's been that way for decades, ever since they were dubbed America's team. And you can't talk about the Cowboys' legacy without mentioning the Big Cat, Rayfield Wright. Keith Russell tonight sharing a touching tribute to one of the greatest players to ever wear that Cowboys uniform.
Roger takes the snap, ups and one. He's going long. Down the near sideline for Drew Pearson. Pearson makes the catch at the 5. Touchdown! Pearson goes in for the touchdown!
The Hail Mary still ranks as arguably the greatest play in NFL history. It could not have been pulled off without that pass by Hall of Famer Roger Staubach and catch by Hall of Famer Drew Pearson. But there also had to be someone blocking like Hall of Famer Rayfield Wright. Known as the Big Cat, he was always ready to pounce in protection of his Cowboys teammates.
But he had this big head. He said, "Rook, you're gonna be all right here." When I had my first game, he said, "You're gonna be all right here." And when they said, "Just follow me," and guess what I did? I followed him all the way to the Hall of Fame.
Tony Dorsett wasn't the only one who followed Rayfield to Canton, Ohio. Rayfield went into the Hall of Fame in 2006, and it was Wright who assured two-time Cowboys Super Bowl champion safety Cliff Harris it was worth the wait, with Harris being enshrined in August of last year.
He and I were up for the Hall of Fame when he made it in the first time and I didn't, and he was the first guy that called me after I didn't make it in that year that he went in, and he was also the first guy to call me when I did get in the next time.
At the Squaw Creek Golf Course in Willow Park, Texas, and Parker County, Rayfield's presence is everywhere. Only thing missing at his third annual Memorial Golf Tournament was Rayfield himself, passing away in April of this year. It was at this tournament last year that his charismatic smile was on display, which shows you just how fleeting life is. And no one knows that better than the first player the Cowboys ever drafted, Rayfield's former teammate, Hall of Famer Bob Lilly.
It's hard. It's very hard. And I'm getting old enough, but I'm starting to think about the end of it myself. I'm not quite ready, but I don't think Rayfield was either.
The mission of the golf tournament is and always will be raising money for first responders. But when you look around and see everyone from Cowboys Hall of Famer Mel Renfro to country music legend Randy Travis, you realize how many lives Rayfield impacted.
He did quite a bit. Most people don't quite understand how much he did for the community that he lived in and the people that surrounded him.
Scanning the room, it really didn't feel like a sad occasion. It felt more like a celebration of one of the greatest Dallas Cowboys of all time, Rayfield Wright. And no one knows that better than his widow, Di Wright.
Because he deserves more than this. But this is what we can give him. And he's looking down today. I know the Lord has opened the heavens for him to look down and see what's happening in his honor.
You know, Di told me she wanted me to be the person to cover and deliver this story because that's how Rayfield felt about me. Truth is, that's how I felt about him. Keith Russell, CBS 11 News.
Thank you so much, Keith. Coming up next, folks, just in time for Halloween. Our Nicole Nielsen taking us inside what some say is one of the most haunted places in all of North Texas.
It's a parent's worst nightmare. My son Diego was murdered. The county released the gunman on bond. He violated it 37 times, then shot another person. Why did the county even let my son's murderer out of jail? Beto O'Rourke favors easy bail. Just release criminals back on the streets. That's the same policy that let my son's killer run free. If Beto O'Rourke is elected governor, there'll be more violence and more victims.
Some people like to talk in microphones. We prefer dropping them. The MDX, a new era of premium performance.
Visit your Dallas-Fort Worth Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
My name is Roger Main. I've been a patient at Centerwell for 20 years. I feel that the people at the center care about me. I've never had a problem getting an appointment with Centerwell. It's just a matter of making the telephone call. I feel very good about the amount of time the doctor spends with me during the appointment. Completely answers all of my questions, and it's excellent.
Three troubled men. Let's consider just one. Three.
Excuse me, rats. Please get out the way, rats.
The little froggies waves at me. Look at this.
He's still alive.
Go back in there. Get back in there.
Oh, she's back.
No, get back in there.
No, I spank him.